This is TWiT.
Amazon's hardware event. I did not get invited, but I never do, and it's not a streamed event. So did anybody watch? Anybody up on what Amazon? Who cares, right?
Yes.
Who cares? I'm sorry, but new chat capabilities. I got Wired Live blogged it. So they're going to put AI in Amazon's Echo. Not a surprise. We'll see how that works out. Everybody's going to do it, apparently. A new Echo Show 8, which looks a lot like the old Echo Show 8, but, you know, it's new. Echo, does anybody own a pair of these Echo frames? Why?
Someone out there just like,
Why?
tweet X at us if they have the Echo frames, because I am deeply curious of the answer to that question.
Why?
No, I tried them and it's weird. just leave it at that. I tried it at Podcast Movement. It's very, very weird.
Oh, were they there showing those off, or did somebody have them?
Yeah. No, the Amazon had a big booth. And yeah. Because they're trying to get more people to do Amazon podcasts because, well, everybody else is doing podcasts.
Right. So how does that work? Is it like is Echo in the frame and you talk to her? Is that what's going on?
Yes. It's in the frame.
That's it?
And one thing that's kind of cool, like you can answer the phone, you can listen to your podcast or your music or whatever while you walk around in frame. But the listening experience isn't that dope because it's not like a bone conductor. It's like a little speaker. I don't know. It was just weird. I
mean, Bones have been doing this for years.
It sounds like that, right? It's just a little tinny
Bones
speaker.
have been doing this, and they have a bone conductor. That bone conductor they've been doing for years.
Well. That works well.
It works pretty well.
Yeah.
I have one of those.
Yeah.
Like, one of the issues with like Apple stuff, like, look, I know it is useful. Kindle is useful. How often are you going to replace those things? You could have one of those for 5, 7, 10 years before you needed to replace them. There's no new thing that's like, wow, I have to go and like change out the thing that like listens to me for another thing that slightly listens to me better.
Right. Well, the only thing that makes sense, okay, the Fire Sticks make sense because now they added them to Wi-Fi 6. Helpful because of your streams and your speeds and stuff. So, look, guys, all we did was made the processors better. That's fine. You don't have to make up stuff. Just tell us that you're just doing it for, slight spec bumps, and we would be cool with that. But that's never what they tell you.
Can I give I agree, but one counter is that almost every TV is already built in with all of the smart streaming. So you don't need a Fire Stick or a Chromecast anymore to stick in. Like, yeah, all the Samsungs come with everything built in.
Roku, I think, saw the writing on the wall. They started building Roku into some TV, a lot of TVs.
Amazon builds it into TVs. Them and Toshiba make.
They had Amazon TVs there. Yeah.
So that's why it's funny, but I agree with Ben. Like, it's at this point in time, it's all built into the smart stuff. So I haven't fired up my stick in forever.
Exactly.
They're throwing a lot of stuff at the wall, but it does feel like if these products ever change in a big way, it might have more to do with the AI, which is based in the cloud rather than the hardware. And there's a good chance that your old Amazon hardware will support this new AI, and so there's not a huge incentive to get the new stuff. I mean, I'm still using Amazon's original smart speaker, whose name I'm trying not to say because it's sitting right behind me, and it still works fine.
Don't wake her up. Don't.
I am
Aaron
soundbar though. Only for just one TV that I have that I don't have any sound connected to it, and buying one of these at $120 versus buying 2 Apple baseballs at $200, that intrigues me.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that the 2 little Apple baseballs are phenomenal for watching TV.
Amazon is hiring. So this was kind of a 1-2 punch. First, we heard that Panos Panay, who was it's a strange fellow he started working on mice at Microsoft, and 20 years later he was running Windows and hardware, and is very famous for his weird kind of channeling Steve Jobs keynotes in which he was always pumped for whatever it was. He's leaving Microsoft probably by mutual agreement. I've been trying to find out was he pushed out? Did he want to get out? I think it was by mutual agreement. He's going to Amazon to replace the retiring Dave Limp, who ran Amazon devices. He was the guy who did the Amazon presentation. So Panos Panay, I guess, next year. Do you think he will attempt to put his stamp on what Amazon's doing, or is Amazon such a big battleship that it's going to be hard to change? He did a lot of things at Microsoft that maybe some people did not agree with. I don't know.
I think he does have a little bit of clarity of vision, which conceivably is helpful given the degree to which Amazon is usually about flinging spaghetti and seeing what works.
Microsoft absolutely didn't do that. I mean, Surface was a very clear product line. He ran that.
You can certainly criticize some of the stuff they did, like the Surface Duo, and the product quality was not always great out of the door, but they did fewer things, and they were mainly interesting things, and it's quite different from what Amazon has done. And it'll be interesting to see whether, assuming he does start there, whether they hired him to get some of that approach rather than expecting him to do things the way Amazon usually does them, which is to do a million things and see how it all plays out.
Agreed with Harry. Amazon also just needs new blood in that specific division.
Yeah.
Like, there are useful, interesting things happening there, but it doesn't feel unified. And it feels like at least they have a real shot if they have the resources and they have the distribution. If they had the right person, pushing a new vision with some cutting edge stuff, there's a real shot. You should never count Amazon out of anything. This could go well. We'll see. It needs new blood.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it can't be any worse. Let's put it that way.
Hey there, Scott Wilkinson here. In case you hadn't heard, Home Theater Geeks is back. Each week, I bring you the latest audio-video news, tips and tricks to get the most out of your AV system, product reviews, and more. You can enjoy Home Theater Geeks only if you're a member of Club TWiT, which costs $7 a month, or you can subscribe to Home Theater Geeks by itself for only $2.99 a month. I hope you'll join me for a weekly dose of home theater geekitude.